So our favorite gaffe machine of a president, Joe Biden, just said this.
He said a .22 caliber bullet will lodge in the lung, and we can probably get it out, may be able to get it and save the life. A 9mm bullet blows the lung out of the body. So the idea of these high caliber weapons is there's simply no rational basis for it in terms of about self-protection, hunting. And remember, the Constitution, the Second Amendment, was never absolute.
If the 9mm is such an evil round and no one should be using it, why is the U.S. Secret Service switching from .357 SIG to 9mm? Why does the 9mm reign supreme as the standard duty caliber in issue across the U.S. within police officers? Why did the FBI in 2018 go back to using 9mm handguns? Why does the Swiss Guard, you know, the people who protect the Pope, carry Glock 19s, a gun chambered in 9mm to protect the Pope in their function as plainclothes security guards? Keep in mind, this is the same Joe Biden that said all you need for protection is a shotgun.
If you want to protect yourself, get a double-barrel shotgun, have the shells, a 12-gauge shotgun.
Yet when you read any clinical journal about shotgun wounds, they clearly say that close-range shotgun wounds can be as destructive as those from high-velocity rifles. They don't say that about the 9mm. You want to know why, though? Because it's stupid, and it's a lie. Now, as many goofy, unintelligible statements that Joe Biden makes, don't underestimate what Joe is trying to do. The beautiful thing about America is that we have a Second Amendment right, which is a barrier to the government from just unilaterally taking your rights. This means they have to convince you to give up your rights, or in the case of Joe Biden, saying 9mm blows out your lungs, try to shock or scare you into giving up your rights. My next door neighbor is one of the top trauma surgeons in the area who has worked on tons of gunshot victims. And when I spoke with him last night, he was very adamant. The 9mm bullet does not blow out your lungs. But here's the thing. It really doesn't matter if 9mm do or don't blow out your lungs, because the whole purpose of having a gun for self-defense is because it's so good at stopping people who are trying to kill you. Why would I want a gun that is less effective at stopping people from trying to kill me? This is why all of the federal agencies I listed earlier carry 9mm, or any gun for that matter. And not only do they carry 9mm, they carry so-called high-capacity magazines with those guns. The reason Joe Biden and the like don't think you should be able to have a 9mm gun, even though the people responsible for protecting their lives use 9mm, is because Joe Biden doesn't think your life or the life of your family is as important as his. Why can't people see this? These leaders only care about you as much as they can control you. They don't care about how much damage a 9mm does. For crying out loud, they drop bombs that can wipe out entire neighborhoods. You really think they're worried about a 9mm blowing out lungs? These are the same people who passed a $1.9 billion supplemental security funding bill in response to what happened on January 6th at the US Capitol. But if you ask the White House about hardening our schools, this is what they have to say.
I know there's been conversation about hardening schools. That is not something that he believes in.
Like I said before, they only care about you as much as they can control you. So your safety is up to you, not them. Stop letting them play you on your emotions as a way to give up your rights. People don't use guns for self-defense because they're less effective. They use guns because it's the best thing at stopping someone from trying to kill you. The best way to stop someone from trying to kill you is to make things in their body stop working. And the way you make things in the body stop working is to punch holes in them. Depending on the gun, some holes are bigger than others. But that's the whole point, because you're trying to stop someone from killing you. Joe Biden wants you to only see yourself as a potential victim of gun violence and never the defender against gun violence. That's why he said what he said, because he knows that when you hear that, you'll be flooded with thoughts about someone doing that to you or your children, thus evoking a startle response that causes you to feel helpless. So you run to the government screaming, "Make them go away. Make them all go away." And they will make them go away, but only from you, not the criminals. And when the criminals continue terrorizing you with the same guns the government said they banned, you'll realize that you're the only one responsible for your safety. But it'll be too late because you gave away your right to own the most effective tool to protect your safety. And that's exactly where they want you. I'll be the first to admit, self-defense is not pretty, it's not fun, and it's violent, but it's reality. And reality doesn't care what you think it should be. It just is. So it only makes sense to have what you need to protect yourself when reality decides to show up and show you some real shit. Feeling safe and being safe are not the same thing. Joe Biden and gang want you to feel safe. The Second Amendment was written to protect your right to have the tools necessary to be safe. You are your own first responder. When stuff goes down and your life is threatened, your safety is threatened, the first person there to protect you is you. And that's what the whole I Am the Militia design is about. It is not about this some kind of like chauvinistic, macho, machismo nonsense. That's not what it is. It's a subtle reminder that at the end of the day, you are the militia of yourself and the people you care about and the country that you live in. So if something happens to threaten the safety and the state of this country, you, being part of the militia, you yourself will pick up your guns, go and defend your country. If someone threatens your family, you yourself will go pick up your guns and protect your family. If someone threatens you, you yourself will go and pick up a gun to protect yourself. You are the militia. It isn't the government. It isn't some amorphous agency somewhere that's going to come together and save you. You are the militia, which means we are the militia, because that is I, me, solitary coming together as a unit, and maybe sometimes by yourself, because that's the reality of it, to protect yourself, the people you love, and this country. That's what this shirt espouses. You know, we talk a lot about empowerment in this country, except for when it comes to the Second Amendment. However, I can't think of anything more empowering than having the most effective tool to protect you and your family. So help me spread this message by liking and sharing this video with everyone you know. And don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment, because the Second Amendment, when it said militia, it wasn't talking about the government. It was talking about you. Also, if you want to know where to find the I'm the Militia shirt and merchandise, click the I'm the Militia link in the description section of this video. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And most importantly, make sure you hit that bell symbol.